What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV here, back here for another series of unpopular opinions. This time it is from the guys at Instagram. Well, not the guys at Instagram, but our Instagram followers.
Those sort of connections, Jesus. I thought we were more popular than we thought I thought for a second.
But from the last unpopular opinions series, on the last video, everyone started saying, oh, why are you stopping the series? We were literally inundated with all these requests to carry on.
Back by popular demand.
Exactly.
Some people even considered starting a petition to get unpopular opinions back. So we're back. We're back. Here we are.
All right, and we've got quite a long episode for you to fill your unpopular opinion needs. And let's start off with man_86DR, and he says, we are in the Europa League because we have Europa League standard players playing for us, excluding Kane and Heung-min Son.
I don't think that's true.
Well,
mainly.
I mean, the majority of the squad got to the Champions League final.
Yeah, but like, you know, you got Lloris, you got Alderweireld, you got Lo Celso, you got Bergwijn. These are Champions League players.
I agree.
Absolutely champion. I guess, is there enough Champions League quality players?
I think there is. I think when you look at the whole squad in general, like you said, Hugo Lloris, French captain, won the World Cup with France. Right back, yeah, we probably don't have an out-and-out Champions League right back at the moment. Left back, probably you'd say the same. But I would categorise Davinson Sanchez and Toby Alderweireld in the Champions League category. In the midfield, you got Lo Celso, you got a potential of Tanguy Ndombele, Harry Winks, question mark beside his name. But I think Harry Winks has shown that he can cut it in the Champions League.
Yeah, he bossed midfield against Madrid, didn't he?
Exactly, and second half against Barcelona as well. So I think a lot of our players get underestimated a lot of the times, and I think we've had a very hard year. But that doesn't mean that they're not good quality players.
Yeah, Lee, we're in the Europa League, but like doesn't mean that just because we're in Europa League, they're Europa League quality. I think, as you said, we've had a tough year. I think a lot of things have gone against us, injuries and whatnot. It's been a really difficult year, but you know, teams have off seasons. Chelsea finished 10th. Doesn't mean they had the quality of the players back then were to finish 10th, because it clearly wasn't.
Exactly.
Like it happens, and I think we're more than good enough to get back in the Champions League next season, I think.
All right, let's move on to Logan John Jones, and he says Joe Hart will be a solid signing and will add winning mentality to the dressing room.
I hope he's right. Yeah, I think he is right. I agree. I completely agree. I think he is a solid signing. I think it makes sense for a free former England #1. He's got a point to prove as well. So, and as you said, he's won 2 league titles. He's won countless trophies at City. So hopefully he can bring that mentality to Tottenham. But
it's not only that. Everyone's seen the videos online, you know, whether it be the England dressing room or when he was at the top of his game with Man City. He was the one to really G up players. He was proper captain material, vocal. He was a leader on and off the pitch. And I think that's exactly what Spurs are lacking. Albeit, look, he's not coming in to play football. He's coming in to back up, to add a bit of spice in the goalkeeping section, and also for that leadership quality off the pitch. I think that's what he's coming in to do.
I agree. I think it just makes sense all round. It's not. I don't think it's like a big deal signing. It's just whatever. It just makes sense.
All right, let's move on to Eden Cooper, and he says the Amazon documentary is a good thing for our club. It's great advertisement and money in it for us, and most importantly, we can see how Jose behaves in the dressing room and how the players react.
Yeah, look, I can't wait for the Amazon documentary personally. I can't wait to get behind the scenes look to how everything operates, especially how Jose likes to motivate his team and how he likes to get stuck into the mentality of the players, what the things he says, because he always thinks about everything, Jose, to the nth degree, everything he says, everything he does, all the actions, how he manages the players. I want to see that. I want to see how he gets stuck in. So I'm really excited. In terms of it being good for the club, in terms of the profile of the club, I don't know. I think plenty of clubs have had documentaries. Look at Sunderland, they had a documentary. Leeds had a documentary. It's like, I don't think it's improved it that much. People haven't taken that much notice. But I think for the Spurs fans, even though it's not the best season to have it, I think it's a good thing to see.
I think it's a bit different when you're comparing it to like the Sunderland and Leeds documentaries, because, you know, we've got high-profile manager in Jose Mourinho, probably the most high-profile manager in the game. In terms of that, you've got a team that have got to the Champions League final. A lot of fans, whether they not be Tottenham fans, are going to want to watch this documentary. I'm not sure if it was the same case for the Sunderland and Leeds.
City also had a documentary.
Yeah, well, City are a very high-profile club anyway. But look, I think in terms of the profile of the club, I think it will do good work kind of getting our name out there. but I don't think it's good in terms of airing our dirty laundry in public.
I don't think it matters too much. Honestly, I don't think. I think maybe a few times people will create a few memes and whatever, but I don't think. I like the news cycle goes so quickly. People just come and go. You know what I mean? I don't think it matters too much. Also, if you know, you see some angry moments or whatever, some players being gutted or whatever. So I'm just looking forward to it. I really am excited to see the inner workings of Tottenham, especially how under Jose. Yeah,
I think what he says about how Jose behaves and how the dressing room reacts, that's what I'm most looking forward to seeing. I think the small snippets we've seen about the Jose Mourinho saying we need to be intelligent and all that, and the other one where he was saying what was the quote? He said that.
Nice guys don't win anything.
Yeah, exactly. Nice guys don't win anything. These are the little snippets which I love to see. These are the snippets where you probably wouldn't have thought those would happen under Pochettino, and under Jose Mourinho, those are the real things you want to get your brain stuck into, kind of thing.
And also, hopefully, we'll get a better idea into how the players are reacting to Jose. If they're really interested, if they're really buying into his philosophy, or if are the players not happy with how he's dealing with things? Like there's always rumours with certain players, and always with Jose that he gets stuck in too much. He criticises the players too much. I'm really looking forward to see how true these things are, and I just want to see. I want to see it, and I don't get all these Spurs fans who say, "Oh, it's going to embarrass us." Just look, what are you talking about? Just watch the thing. Why are you so upset?
But it's probably the same Spurs fans that say if we sing a song a certain way, it's embarrassing.
Yeah, just like these people are just got to take things for what it is. I don't know why they get too drawn up with these things with banter. They take banter too seriously, basically.
I agree. Let's move on to Noah Teagle, and he says sell Kane for 200 million and use that money to buy a decent striker 100 million, and then another decent player for under 100 million.
All right, who's that striker? Who are we getting for 100 million?
Lewandowski.
We're going to get a 33-year-old Lewandowski for 100 million, and he's really going to join Spurs in Europa League.
Erling Haaland's got a release clause of 60.
He ain't joining Spurs anytime soon.
Well, who is then?
Huh?
No one is then.
Who?
You know what I mean? There isn't. I'm saying this. If you're gonna,
who's a striker we're getting for 100 million?
There's no striker that you can bring in that will bring in the same amount of goals or even a similar amount of goals to Harry Kane.
Who's this player? The one player, one. Why? Well, no, it doesn't make sense. Who's the striker who's going to come to Spurs for 100? Well, maybe Martinez from Inter.
Nah.
Who is this striker who's going to be anywhere near as good as Harry Kane and who's going to get for the price of 100 million? Like you got all. I'm sure we can get a striker for that price, but
there's no guarantee that he's going to hit the ground running. There's no guarantee he's going to fit the style of play. And look how many times we've been burnt with strikers, whether it be Soldado, Janssen, the rest of them.
It'll be I mean, first of all, also I'm not sure we'll get 200 million for Harry Kane. Who's going to give us 200 million for Harry Kane?
No one.
No one's going to give us 200 million for Harry Kane. So
I think tops for Harry Kane we get is 100.
No. I think we get more than that.
I don't think so.
I think we do.
In this market, with Harry Kane being injured for 3-4 months every season,
I think at least 130 in my opinion.
Yeah, maybe.
I think at least 130, but I can't see 200, especially he's 20. I think he's 27 now. Not old, but he's not exactly a youngster, so he should be in his prime.
I think 2-3 years ago you would have got 100.
2-3 years ago you probably would have got 200, but I don't think you'll get 200 right now with those injuries he's having. But yeah, I don't see us. So we're not getting 200 million, and I can't see us signing a striker anywhere near the quality. And we've just done this before, so I don't know.
All right, let's move on to Matt.Stamo, and he says Toby Alderweireld is the most underrated centre-back in the world.
The most underrated centre-back in the world? Wow, that's quite an opinion. I don't know.
Name me a centre-back that's more underrated than him in the world. Just one.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe he's right. I don't know. Who are the most underrated centre-backs? You got Laporte, who can't get a game for France. He's pretty underrated. You got Upamecano, maybe. He's very highly rated at the moment.
Well, but he's highly rated.
Yeah, but he has as well. Can't get in the national side, and no one activated his release clause before he signed the contract. So, but I guess Toby had a 25 million release clause, and no one activated that.
That's true.
That is absolutely. I think he has been a bit disrespected recently, Toby.
I think in the past year, 2 years, he's been very much disrespected. But before that, he definitely wasn't underrated. Everyone rated Toby Alderweireld before that.
Yeah, but some people say he's finished. I mean, how many centre backs would you take over him in the Premier League at the moment?
Not very many.
You got Van Dijk.
Yeah, Laporte,
probably. Who else? You got. Who else?
Would you take someone like definitely not Maguire. Would you take a Joe Gomez?
I wouldn't take him over Would I take Joe Gomez? I'm a big fan of Joe Gomez, but I don't know if I'd take him over Toby. I don't know if I'd take Joe Gomez is the kind of perfect someone to partner Toby. I don't know if I'd take it as like a leading centre back. I'm trying to think. Who
you know what? A lot of people said, well, including me, Davinson Sanchez had a better season than Toby Alderweireld this year.
I think since Mourinho came in, I don't know if that's true. I don't know if I think Sanchez has been good, but I don't know. I think Toby's had a great run, especially post lockdown as well. That was a good
post lockdown. Yeah, he couldn't even get in the team first.
That was true.
Straight after lockdown,
he couldn't. That's right, but we missed him.
Yeah,
that was and we did miss him big time. Is he the most? I guess who else? Van Dijk and Laporte. Who else are you taking over Toby at the moment in the Premier League? I can't think of too many other players.
You're not taking a Rudiger.
No.
Or anyone from Chelsea.
You're not taking anyone from Arsenal.
Definitely not.
You're not.
No, you're right. I think apart from maybe Nathan Ake, would you take him ahead
I wouldn't.
of him?
I don't know if I'd take him over Toby. I think he's a good defender. I like him.
He's also Nathan Ake. He's also a partner.
Soyuncu? No.
Nah, I don't think so. I think when you're talking about Nathan Ake as well, he's also a great partner for Toby because he's a left-sided centre-back.
That's true. Oh, I wish we got Ake. But yeah, I don't know. Toby, I think maybe you're right. Maybe I don't, because at the moment, I think people probably wouldn't rate him as one of the top 3 centre-backs. But maybe he is in the Premier League at the moment. I think he's proving again. He came back from the break with a point to prove, and he's been one of the best centre-backs in the league ever since he came back from after the restart. And I think we gave him a new contract. We're going to build our defence around him. And I think he's shown that he's still as good as he was, in my opinion. So maybe he has been a bit disrespected.
Yeah,
maybe there's something to that.
I agree with that. I'm not sure if he's the most underrated
in the world. I don't know about the world. Maybe in the Premier League.
He's definitely a massively underrated centre-back. That's for sure. All right, let's go on to Connor Hennigan. And he says Davinson Sanchez has been our best defender this season.
Yeah, well, that's what we were just talking about. I think he's had a great season. I think there is an argument. I think as a defender, as purely a player who stops goals from going in and makes tackles and interceptions, yeah, you might have a case. I think you might have a case.
I think he's been our best centre back this season. I think Toby Alderweireld has been a bit in and out. I think when you're looking at the season as a whole, include Pochettino's bit, include Jose's first period, and including the post-lockdown. Post-lockdown, yeah, Toby Alderweireld has probably been our best centre-back. But when you look at the season as a whole, I think I would put Davinson Sanchez in there.
Well, leading up to his new contract,
but he's been most improved as well.
He's improved a lot. He's improved his concentration. I remember we were digging him out a bit at the beginning of the season because there was a few games against Newcastle.
He improved over the course of the season, big time.
He's losing his concentration a lot. I think as a pure defender, I think he probably has had the best season. But in terms of like his general play, I don't know. Because I still think on the ball, he makes a lot of mistakes. He does make a lot of mistakes, and he can be very frustrating. And he loses the ball very easily. But purely as a defender, as someone who's just making blocks, he's making tackles, he's using his strength, he's bullying strikers. I think he probably has been our best defender.
I think he has.
But I think in general play, I think Toby's better. I think Toby's been better in my opinion.
Maybe.
I think amount of times Toby's done beautiful balls over the top, finding strikers, finding players.
Consistently over
Sanchez
the course
can't do that. He just can't do it, Sanchez.
Yeah, but I think consistently over the course of a season, Sanchez has been more effective for us as a defender.
As a defender, yeah, but not not in general. I don't know about in general as a player. I don't know if he has. I think he's been our best defender. I would agree with that.
All right, this one's also about Davinson, and it's W_Reese, and he says Sanchez is the best tackler in the league.
In the league? I don't know about that. I don't know about the best tackler in the league.
I think he's definitely up there, but I don't think he's the best.
I don't know. He's a good tackler, but you got someone like Wan-Bissaka who makes a ludicrously high.
So does Serge Aurier.
Percentage. No. No, he's not like Aurier. Aurier makes a lot of tackles. Wan-Bissaka makes a lot of successful tackles.
Right.
So there's a bit of a difference. I think Aurier Aurier makes a lot. Yeah, he makes a lot of tackles because he's always running back and being out of position. That's why. But Wan-Bissaka is a bit different. Although I do think Aurier is underrated in one-on-one situations. I think he is pretty decent. But I think Sanchez, in terms of his tackles, I think he's a good tackler. But you know, you've got people like Van Dijk. You've got people like Laporte. I think
you know what? Van Dijk doesn't even make that many tackles.
Yeah, because he doesn't need to. But when he does, he makes them pretty much most of the time. I think Gomez is a better tackler as well than Sanchez. I think he's a good tackler, Sanchez. But I think most of the time when he gets caught out, it's positional stuff in terms of rather than like one-on-one defending. I think he is probably up there. He's probably like the top 10, but I wouldn't say he's the best.
Yeah, probably between. I think he's in like from 5 to 10th. I can't say who's in the top 5 right now. I need to look at the stats and stuff, but I wouldn't put him as the best tackler in the Premier League.
No, it's a bit
not just yet. Anyway, soon come.
Yeah, coming soon. Exactly.
Next up, Declan 333, and he says Lloris shouldn't be captain. He's not the leader we need to drag us through the tough times.
We've both said before that maybe if Kane, like, we wouldn't be that upset if Kane was given the captaincy over him. I think he's not a vocal leader. He's not a leader who's gonna grab the team by the scruff of the neck when the going gets tough. But he's a quiet leader. But he leads by example. I don't think he's a bad leader. You can't be captain for your country and for your club. You're chosen by the coaching staff for no reason. So there's a reason he's captain. I don't think he's a bad leader, but I just feel like someone like Kane might be better suited to the leadership role.
I actually think our most suited leader in our team, don't shoot me down on this, but I think it's Eric Dier. I think Eric Dier shows a lot of leadership qualities on and off the pitch. I think you always see him trying to like organise the defence. You always see him shouting at other players. And I think since the kind of resurgence of Eric Dier, since he's come back to form, I think everything points to him being captain. If he can knuckle down that space at centre-back, and if he's going to knock kind of Sanchez out the team consistently, I think he's the kind of most suited leader. But on the other hand, I would put Harry Kane as leader because he's the kind of talisman of the team. You know, he's the first name on the team sheet week in, week out. You don't know that with Eric Dier.
Saying that about Lloris, I think recently we have seen a bit of a change in him, haven't we?
Yeah, that's what I was about to come on to. That since Jose has come, I think you've seen a flip and change of Hugo Lloris. You would never see him have a go at someone on the pitch like that, like he did with Heung-min-Son that time. I think his leadership qualities are underestimated and are improving, and I think that would I strip him of the captaincy now?
No,
probably not.
No, I wouldn't do that. That'll be a silly move. I don't think, unless he's drink drives again. I don't think I would, but I think he is changing. He's becoming more vocal. He's starting to call people out a bit more, and I think it's leading to our improved defensive displays. And I think we're not accepting maybe of mediocrity that we were at the beginning of the season. And so maybe that's changing. So maybe I think he might have had a point at the beginning of the season, but I think now that could be changing.
All right. Let's move on to O. Dixon, and he says we should sell Winks to fund a move for Marcel Sabitzer.
That is an interesting one. Because I think, look, as much as I love Harry Winks, I don't know if he's on the same level at the moment as Sabitzer. I think Sabitzer is contributing a lot more, especially going forward.
And he's very versatile as well.
He is very versatile. And also with Winks, you got to also think at the moment we've got Højbjerg, we've got Ndombele, we've got
Ndombele,
yeah, we've got Lo Celso, we've got so we got Sissoko. So we got quite a lot of centre mids at the moment, and Winks is not going to be a guaranteed starter next season. So if we got like a good deal for him, like say 45 million, and we were able to get Sabitzer for that, who can play right wing, can play attacking mid, centre mid as well, especially he can also play the Winks role.
He can also play exactly.
Yeah, CM. I think you got to say that would be a good deal.
Yeah, I think if you were to offer me a straight swap deal now for Winks for Sabitzer, I'll take it. I'll snap your hand off.
I think I would take it. I think, as much as I love Winks, I think he's a good player, and I think if he did go to like City or something, he would develop into a very good player, in my opinion.
I agree. I don't think Winks is a bad player. I really like Winks as a player, but I think if you're comparing those two players and who's better for the squad, it's Sabitzer.
Sabitzer just has more of an eye for goal. He's more willing to contribute in going forward. He's more willing to take a bit more attacking responsibility, and
he's got a bit more grit about him as well.
And he can play the game that Winks plays anyway, so it just makes sense. It would make sense. So yeah, for sure, I'd do that.
All right, Jamie Kramer 7 says, not fully Tottenham related, but Eric Dier will be starting for England at centre-back at the Euros next summer.
You know what? Who are our centre-back options? Maguire?
Right, so Maguire, Joe Gomez, Eric Dier.
Stones, I mean, or Jones. Stones. Who can't get a game for City.
When you're looking at it, out of those 4, you're probably putting Maguire and Gomez.
For right now.
Yeah.
But who's to say Dier can't have a better season than Maguire?
No one's saying that, but I don't know. I always feel that Maguire gets the benefit of the doubt.
Always, because he's signed for 80 million. That's why, man. I don't rate Maguire. I don't think he's terrible, but I just don't. I don't think he's top class. I really do not think he's top class. I think he's like a good Premier League centre back. He's a better
centre back than Eric Dier at the moment. He is. You got to say that.
I think at the moment, yeah, but I think he is as prone to Dier as Dier is to lapses in concentration. I think on the ball, Dier is better. Although I feel like Maguire takes a lot of responsibility on the ball. He tries his best. He's quite good at striding forward, but I don't think technically on the ball he's that good.
I think he's living off that year at Leicester, his last year at Leicester, and
the World Cup. He had a great World Cup.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think he's living off that, and I don't think he's had a great season for Man United this year. I really don't.
I don't think he's been disaster, but he's just for 80 million.
Disaster in the semi-final Europa League.
Yeah, it was shocking. The no-look defending, you've seen that, absolutely brilliant. But yeah, Maguire for me, I think he's just a good Premier League centre-back. Like, he's a centre-back you would sign for like 30 million. He's not a centre-back you would sign for 80. They're completely overpaid. And I think he's overrated on the back of that. I don't think he should be seen as a nailed-on starter for England. And I think the attributes Dier has, if he can really get to his best, Dier, I think he's better on the ball. He's more comfortable on the ball. The only thing that Maguire has of him is probably more dominant aerially. Obviously, Maguire, he's got more strength about him. But I think positionally...
it's only because he got a slab head.
And true. But I think positionally, I think as a defender with with ability to know their surroundings and stuff like that, and ability not to get beaten one-on-one for pace and stuff like that, I think Dier has it over him potentially if he gets a consistent run of games.
I think if Dier has a good season this year, I back him.
That's not a bad shout. You know what? That is not a bad shout. Dier to start the Euros if he can have a good season, because I don't like Maguire. I think that place could be up for grabs. I really do.
All right. Last but not least, Ismail Med says, I think we need a left-footed right winger since Lamela goes more into attacking midfield. Maybe getting Andros Townsend.
Andros Townsend back? Are you serious? Oh my god!
And this goes back to one of the first ones that says we've got a Europa League squad. That's not even Europa League.
Well, according to this market, if you got Townsend from the French league, he'll cost 70 million, wouldn't he? that's
Townsend is rubbish.
I don't know why you would want Andros Townsend back. First of all, I think at the moment you got Bergwijn and Lucas who kind of shorn up that right wing position. So I don't see us signing a right winger anytime soon. I think, I wouldn't mind an inverted winger on the right to replace someone like Lamela.
But not Townsend.
Definitely not Townsend. Definitely not Townsend. How many got if you want a player to get a lot of shots blocked, then you get Townsend.
The shots are either getting blocked or going miles over the bar.
Exactly. So I think we've been there and done that with Andros Townsend.
Exactly.
I don't even want to go
there as well.
Andros, we love you, but unfortunately, I think we've just outgrown you. That's the fact of the matter.
I get his point. I just don't think Townsend is the answer.
Although you might get him on cheap. You might see, look, he's cheap. The low risk, high reward.
Mate, how old is Townsend now?
Probably 28, 29. Yeah, he's probably getting on a bit.
All right, well, there you have it. That is the unpopular opinions this week. We will be bringing back this show weekly for you guys every week. So look out for social media. We'll give a message and give you when you can give us your unpopular opinions. So like, subscribe, and comment below. And as always, come on, you Spurs.